Welcome back to another Netfix original. Are you a Tesla owner and want to save yourself a couple $1,000s? You got a creaking noise in your front end that's super loud and annoying. We got ourselves ball joints upper on the Model X Teslas. I don't know if it applies for all Tesla models, but definitely the Model X's. Turning your wheel creaking or going over bumps creaking. Get your hand on the ball joint, have somebody turn the wheel, and you'll definitely feel ball joint friction, creaking. I'll show you how to fix that without having to replace your upper control arms. At least get some more life out of those upper ball joints. All right, let's get started. We're gonna put the suspension into high mode, and then we're gonna get in the vehicle and put it onto lifting mode. Make sure you have your lifting pads here. They just go up underneath, you'll see a hole, and then you can lift there with a floor jack or whatever type of jack you have.
Choose your car, choose service, choose jack mode.
Put your foot on the brake.
The car must be in park, and the brake pedal to enable tow mode, but we're not towing it. We're just putting in jack mode.
Don't forget to put it in suspension high mode in the suspension setting on your MCU. Here's our lifting pad. A little hole down here. Now we can just lift there with a jack. Perfect. We're gonna take off these little wheel lug nut caps. They come off like that. This is not a nut, just a cap. .21 mil. Wheel off. All right, I don't know what would happen if I took this ball joint nut out without supporting it with your shocks and everything for the, I don't even know if these are air rides or hydraulic. If you have another jack, just sit it right underneath one of your control arm nuts. And then when we pop that upper ball joint out, it kind of snaps a little bit, but your sway bar link is holding the knuckle on to some degree. You just don't want to rip off any wiring or damage something. So just support down there. We're gonna get this ball joint out of there. T50 and a 15 millimeter. Might even be 9/16. All right, we're just gonna pop out this bolt. You don't want to damage your threads there, so keep spinning it. Get yourself a cold chisel. Maybe even just a pry bar would work too. We're just gonna tap it in here. Just gonna tap like this. Will pop out. Push it in a bit, like that. Depending on where it's sitting on that nut, it seems like it wants to. We're all right, that sway bar held it, so we didn't rip any lines or anything. Just be careful for that. So this is the culprit for the Tesla creak. Oh, you can hear it there a bit. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna try and work this until it's every direction you possibly can. Hopefully what little grease is in the non-greasable joint works its way into this ball socket. On the other side, we actually put a little hole in it, which you can then pump some grease in with like a needle greaser, which seemed to work pretty good, but this time we're just gonna try and work it and see how that goes. Just gotta work it, sister, work it. It is getting a lot better without greasing it though. See, look at that, I can just grab it with 2 fingers. I think I broke my wrist. You're gonna have to crank this for at least 2 minutes. All right, make sure you clean your bore holes and your shaft here. The hard part is getting this back up and then getting the ball joint down into it. You can get a pry bar up into the saddle there where the air suspension sits and just push it while prying down and then slip the bolt in. You see how loose this is? Oh yeah. And that's without adding any grease. Let's try this. Oh, I need that ball joint to be pulled out a bit. The struggle is real. There we go. I think that's true. That's why you gotta clean it. It's tough to get the ball joint all the way in. Not sure what the torque is on this, but we're just gonna give her a solid, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? All right, now we just gotta put our wheel back on, drop the vehicle, both jacks that you got there, and no more Tesla creaky. Upper pinch bolt, 60 Newton meters if you wanted to know. Also, service manual for the Teslas are free online, and that's where you can find all your torque specs and procedures and how to do things. And I advise you don't want to change these whole control arms because it looks like a nightmare. Torque is 129 foot-pounds and crisscross applesauce action.